Vision 4. La télévision africaine.
PM newscast on the Vision card. We go straight to that which is reigning this time around in Cameroon, that is back to school for the year 2017-2018 academic year, where preparations are heightened throughout the national territory to ensure a hitch-free back to school come Monday, the 4th of September. The Minister of Secondary Education, Ernest Ngale Bibie, is in the Northwest region, where he is expected to meet stakeholders in the educational sector and of course the population, especially at the time when there are threats of no back to school in that part of the country. From there, he will be moving to Boya in the Southwest region, where he will also make sure Monday, the 4th of August, goes on hitch-free when it comes to come back to school for 2017-2018 academic year. Away from the minister's visit in that part of the country, we're still talking back to school, but this time around taking interest in roadside book vendors, where we have a lot of characteristics that lie on those who are doing the book vending or book selling along a roadside. As most of them, they've been to school, they've got the certificate, but in the absence of a white-collar job, they now take to the streets or to roadside to the selling of books. As student journalists on internship, Carol Happy trailed some of them and put together the following package for the 4 p.m. newscast.
Thierry Safo is a roadside vendor of second-hand textbooks at Post Central here in Yaoundé. Holder of a bachelor's degree in social sciences, he has been in the business for 30 years today. After his graduation in 1987, all attempts to get a job failed. For Francois Zini, the situation is almost the same.
One of the ex-students of the University of Yaoundé, where I did science, after that degree, I had no job. I decided finally to see what I can do in life. That's why I started this book selling. And till today, I have not changed what I'm doing.
Their academic profile and experience have made some of them capable to orientate parents on books to buy for children.
Primary, secondary school, university, which means I've matured, I know things, I know much about books. And when I started the book business, I've been reading concerning authors. I can advise a parent what to do and what not to do. I can tell a parent, okay, you see, this one, instead of this, you can choose this.
According to certain roadside book vendors, they got in the business as a means of survival, since getting a white-collar job was difficult. Nonetheless, vendors confirm that the business is a lucrative one, as sales boom during back-to-school period.
Not also forgetting the fact that there have been some hurdles in the roadside book selling, especially when we have the syllabuses or textbooks being changed almost every year. Statistics have proven that the country, Cameroon, has recorded over 120 deaths in accidents in this month of August. Bribery, corruption, poor state of roads, and witchcraft have been some of the causes that has been forwarded by Cameroonians to be at the root cause of these accidents, as we hear in the following analysis with you, Emmanuel.
The recent weeks this month of August in Cameroon have characterized road accidents, leading to loss of many lives. The most recent was that in Bomono in the littoral region last Saturday that led to nine deaths, and that on the Mbalmayo-Mengeme highway that wiped out 10 lives. On the 11th of August, 13 Cameroonians perished in another ghastly motor accident on the Yaoundé-Bafoussam highway, leading to many deaths and others seriously wounded. The 4th of August in the Kunki division of the West region also witnessed the death of 7 people in a head-on collision between a minibus and a camion. The accidents that also occurred on the Yaoundé-Douala and Yaoundé-Betwa highways led to 63 deaths. Another resounding tragedy was that at the Mai 29 hill on the Boya-Moyoka highway that killed 20 people and leaving many others injured. In Gaoundere, just like in Betwa, many other road accidents also occurred. The fact accidents are causing untold grief and pain to many families. Following recent reports of the World Health Organization, road accidents in Cameroon have recorded some 3,988 deaths, representing 1.84% of total deaths in the country. Within this month of August, over 120 lives have been brutally eradicated by such man-made and otherwise mystical occurrences.
We now take you here, can bring you back here to Yaoundé, where a one-week special program for icons of Cameroon radio television, La Radio des Icônes, has gone underway this day in Yaoundé. This is bringing back some names that have made news in the national radio station as a means of revitalizing young journalists in top management. We now take you to the former Archbishop of the Yaoundé Metropolitan Archdiocese, His Lordship Tonye Bakot, who has insisted that a priest must never get married or have children. The clergy made this declaration in an interview he granted to the L'Anecdote newspaper, as our reporter Prince Mundi Tanda read through the article and put together the following package for the 4 p.m. newscast.
His Lordship Victor Tonye Bakot has finally broken his silence following the series of ugly and unorthodox events happening in the Catholic Church recently. When asked to give his opinion on the suspension of a priest in Nobala Diocese in the Central region who contracted a valid marriage, Monseigneur Tonye Bakot told Anecdote newspaper that a priest must never get married nor have children the rest of his life as he engages in the service of Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, on the controversial death of late Bishop Jean-Marie Bala of the Bafia Diocese, Tonye Bakot, former Archbishop of Yaoundé Metropolitan Diocese, insisted Christians should rather concentrate in prayers for the soul of their shepherd to rest in peace rather than gossiping around concerning the cause of his demise. And on the other hand, Anecdote newspaper also sought to know from the charismatic church leader why the Catholic Christians have been leaving the church for new churches. The Archbishop simply said because the Catholic Church has not really been giving them what they want, and as such, they are bound to leave. If this persists, the church certainly should have failed in its primary mission, that of catering for the sheep.
1 week to back to school, traveling agencies have been turned into a beehive, with parents and students either traveling back to their towns of origin while others are traveling to towns where they are schooling. Our reporter Pris Kangrase visited the van agencies or motor park and put together the following package for the 4 p.m. newscast.
Parents and guardians now flood traveling agencies in the wake of back to school come September 4th. Kids who were on holidays are returning to their towns of origin to start school. At the Van Motor Park, preparation is very clear as the queue is long with parents and kids by their side. Some passengers confirmed they came to the park as early as 6 a.m. in order to board a vehicle so as to reach earlier to their destinations. The luggages of the passengers are well taken care of as they are mounted up the buses. After payment of tickets, instructions are being given by the head of agency to the driver and passengers to ensure a smooth journey. Before departure, necessary checks are being made to avoid any eventualities on the way. Nonetheless, while passengers complain of the slow payment at the level of tickets, they say they prefer traveling during this period for different reasons.
Because now that I have the means, I was too occupied, so decided to travel now.
It should be noted that more people are still to travel for this back-to-school period, as many prefer traveling few days before the start of school.
Beyond our national boundaries, we take you to Kenya, where there has been a ban on the sale or usage of plastic bags in the public. The fines that can be imposed on individuals caught using plastic bags stem from financial fines to even a prison term. The development of the story with a student journalist on internship, Belinda Du.
$38,000 or prison sentence is the embargo to be imposed on anyone found selling, manufacturing or carrying plastic bags in Kenya. This decision has been taken by the Kenyan government, which declares that this action will help protect the environment. The embargo is, however, not a welcoming information for the plastic bag manufacturers, who claim that 80,000 jobs will be lost following this decision. It is estimated that about 24 million plastic bags are used in Kenya every month, and to this effect, a court on Friday rejected a challenge to the ban. Kenya's Environment Minister Judy Wakungu says for the plastic bags to biodegrade, it can take 20 to 1,000 years. With this, waste management constitutes one of the biggest challenges now in Kenya. To rally this problem, fabric bags have been produced with price 10 Kenyan shillings to obtain one. This is so far the third attempt by the Kenyan government to eradicate this phenomenon.
Still beyond our national boundaries, this time around in France, where African-France mini summit is being hosted by France. This in a way to discourage migrant or illegal migration at the time when statistics show that about 2,000 migrants have died this year, struggling to go abroad or to Europe for greener pastures. Called among to take part in the mini summit has been charged among Libya, amongst other African countries, as we hear in this story with a student journalist on internship, Belinda.
According to the numerous statistics evaluated by the United Nations International Organization, about 2,000 migrants have died in the Mediterranean Sea this year while trying to get into Europe. For this reason, President Emmanuel Macron is hosting a summit in order to boost efforts to suppress migrant flows across the sea. The event will bring together African leaders from Chad, Niger, Libya, and European leaders from Germany, Italy, and Spain. Mr. Macron intends to ease the influx by seeing the asylum requests handled in Africa. To continue in this move, he has proposed putting in place hotspots in Niger, Libya, and Chad to start the procedure of the asylum applications. But then, Italy has long been pushing its partners from the European Union to facilitate the insertion and provision of houses to migrants. Most reports classify Nigeria, Guinea, and Ivory Coast as top countries witnessing the highest number of migrants, though the above-mentioned countries are not taking part in the summit.
Briefly, in sport, players of the national team of Cameroon, the football team of Cameroon, are arriving or are converging on Yaoundé ahead of their World Cup qualifying match against Nigeria on the 1st of September 2017. The players will train on Tuesday and Wednesday before leaving for Nigeria on the Thursday, where they're expected to go and play with the Bafana of Nigeria, though there are still doubts whether the match will hold, given that the FIFA delegation will be visiting Cameroon within the same time frame. We now take you back to national issues, to the CRTV, where a one-week program for icons of the Cameroon National Radio, dubbed La Radio des Icônes, has gone underway this day in Yaoundé. It is time to revitalize the young journalists that are working on a national radio, and also a moment to make Cameroonians relive those good moments with icons like Peter Esoka. Our reporter Joyce Dainagwang went there to see how the first day looks like, and now report.
This is what it looked like this Monday, the preparation of both the English and French editions of the news on the CRTV national station, done by veteran journalists of the said channel. The French 1 p.m. news was done by veteran journalist Jean AOUT. The presentation triggered a lot of emotions by the spectators, and it was supported by the Director General himself. The presenter expressed satisfaction in as much as he revealed that every time a journalist, be he old or young, takes up the microphone, it is a new challenge.
The comeback, it's not just a simple comeback. I was very happy to interact with the youngster.
CRTV's afternoon edition at 3 p.m. was anchored by Peter Esoka. The preparation in itself was not any different from that in French. Veteran journalist Peter Esoka lauded the initiative of CRTV's top management.
Nostalgia all the way. I think it's a brilliant idea that the general manager of CRTV thought about this. We may not have too much to offer, but the fact that we've come back to where we began is something that is exciting. I do not know whether I will have the same kind of skills like I had before, but it's a question of testing yourself and getting yourself into action.
This initiative comes as a different form of training for the youngsters there. The Director General, Sean Dongo, called on the veterans not to forget CRTV as their alma mater.
To remember there. It is on that note that we call it quit for the 4 p.m. newscast on the Visioncast. Stay tuned for more interesting programs. Don't forget at 5 p.m. you'll be having Prince Mundi Tanda, and on the program Let's Talk. Stay tuned and participate. It has been the news.